Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Just here to answer the video questions I promised earlier that you asked on Facebook. Thanks for participating. So my first question is, how did you and Lexi begin writing the Virgin series together, also the Master's Menage? A lot of wine. That's the honest answer. We used to go to lunch, and we still do, at this little Mexican food restaurant, and they serve the most fabulous swirl margaritas ever. The food wasn't that fabulous, but the margaritas are great. So we would go to lunch on Fridays, and we would sit there, and we would talk, and we would talk, and we would talk with tequila. So that was always nice. And the idea just came up, and we thought it would be kind of fun to take Harlequin tropes and just make them extremely erotic and kind of fun and dirty and sexy and funny. And the Masters of Menage series was born. It's pretty much the way Lexi and I do everything, to be honest. So Tuesday, Scandal Never Sleeps comes out. It's the first book in the Perfect Gentleman series. And that this series is born out of wine on a Baltic cruise in Europe. And did I mention wine? So we had a lot of fun. We explored Northern Europe and drank a lot of wine and came up with these great ideas at dinner every night that just kept building and building. And we were so excited about it. Talked to our agents, shared with the world, and we're so excited for Tuesday. So I hope you enjoy the release, and I hope you enjoy what Lexi and I do together, because we always laugh a lot. Question number 2, April Klein. Which of your female characters is most like you and why? I think there's a little bit of me in every character I write, some more than others. And I would say I associate myself a lot in some ways with Alyssa. I understand, kind of struggling and not always being what people think you are on the surface, and, working hard to get yourself together and make your life what you want it to be and not what other people want you to have it be, if that makes sense. The other people I really respond to is Kata. She has kind of a, no-nonsense attitude. She has a little bit of a temper. She's kind of do what she wants to do. And she definitely is assertive and lets herself be known. I totally relate to that. The other person I think I relate to a lot is Callie. She's got kind of a, she does that war between her head and her heart a lot. The logical things that she knows she should do versus the emotional things that, and the gut feeling things that she thinks she should do. And sometimes weighing those two things ended up being a little bit of a challenge for her, and I think I relate to that a lot also. And then the softness and the vulnerability and the feeling like you're not always in control of the relationship and you're not always sure where it's going. And, speaking as somebody who's been happily married for 24 years, I'm glad that part of my life is behind me, but I remember struggling through that when I was dating and whatnot. Last question is from Jennifer Lowe. Which book are you most emotionally attached to, and which was the hardest to write? So kind of a two-pronged question. Most emotionally attached to, this may surprise some people. I think the book that I resonated with the most and most enjoyed myself writing, it was a breeze, it was a gift to write, was the third book in the Doomsday Brethren series, which was called Possess Me at Midnight. If you haven't read the series, you really do need to read in order, or it won't make sense. But for those of you who have read Ice and Sibel's story, it's one of the things that I just absolutely breezed and breathed and cried my way through. I enjoyed it so much. Which was the hardest book to write? I'm going to give you two different answers. Also in the Doomsday Brethren series, the fifth book, Embrace Me at Dawn, I think I cried through most of that book. It's a very emotionally difficult story to get through. I don't think I had a day that I wrote that book that was dry-eyed. The other book that was really difficult to write, oddly enough, was Surrender to Me, because Hunter and I were headbutting all the time, and he wanted to tell me how things were going to be, and I am equally stubborn. And, finally I prevailed, but it was not without some compromise and difficulty and heartache and cursing. So that would be the three questions that I'm going to answer for the week. I am going to reach out to Jennifer Lowe, and you've won an ebook for asking me the question that was most interesting this week. And two other really quick plugs. Don't forget, Scandal Never Sleeps on Tuesday. And for those of you who have made it all the way through the video, I will tell you that one of my Wicked Lovers novellas, Forever Wicked, will be on sale tomorrow for 99 cents. Happy weekend!